Engage.
One.
Hailing frequencies are open. Welcome to an episode of the NerdTalk podcast. I am Captain Alex Nozar.
And I,
my first officer, Vance.
As you can see, Alex is a very happy nerd right now.
I got my Star Trek costume in the mail today, and I could not be any happier.
Alright, so basically, let us explain what's going on here. This is not our typical podcast episode. This is actually a little game I'm going to call FactCheck. Essentially how it's going to work is I have a bunch of different scenarios, and each one has 3 different facts or myths. 2 of them are going to be myths, one's going to be factual. Yes, I have done my research extensively on some of these, so yes, I know that the facts are actually factual. So basically, I will give Alex these 3 statements, and Alex will have to determine which one is factual. For each one he gets right, he gets a point. If he gets more than half of them right, and I don't even know how many we're doing, but if he gets more than half of them right, then he wins the game.
Yay.
And there's no real prize, but it's all about bragging rights.
The prize is knowing that I have beat Vance's stupid game.
It's not stupid, you agreed to it. So if it's a stupid game, you're a stupid person.
We all know that.
Alright, so, first question. You can unlock a car door with a tennis ball. A man went to get his hair cut, and when the sheet was put over his torso, he began making an up and down motion with his hand. The hairdresser was so disgusted she hit him over the head, knocking him out. When the police were called, upon further inspection, they saw the man was only cleaning his glasses. And the third statement is, a fortune cookie company has the winning lotto numbers on lots of their fortunes. Many people ended up winning the lottery because of it. Which statement is factual?
God, I'm just thinking about the second one. It's so funny. I'm gonna have to.
Which one is it, Alex?
I want to say the tennis ball one. I think that's the fact.
Is that your final answer?
I think that's my final answer.
That is incorrect. The correct one is that the fortune cookie company had the winning lotto numbers on the tickets. When the results began coming in from the March 30th, 2005 Powerball drawing, lottery officials suspected fraud was underway. While there had been only one winner of the $13.8 million jackpot, a report advertisement record 110 players were claiming second prizes of either $100,000 or $500,000.
Wow. See, I knew the second one, despite how hilarious it was.
There's no way it could be true.
Because when you get your haircut, they usually take your glasses first thing, so there's no way he could have been cleaning them. So that's still great, though. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious if that ever happened.
All right, so you're 0 for 1, but I'm sure you have plenty of time to make it up.
I'm from Tumblr. We don't fact check.
God damn it. All right, so statement 1: a man receives a heart transplant from a suicide victim. After the procedure, he ends up divorcing his wife and remarries the woman who was previously married to the donor who had killed himself. The crazy part of the story is that he later killed himself in the same fashion as the donor, a gunshot to the head. Statement 2. In the fall of 2003, California wildfires left the U.S. facing a severe toilet paper shortage. And Statement 3. A woman named Cassie Boone is suing the man who saved her from drowning, claiming that he raped her. Which one is it?
Actually, I have to go with the first one, the heart transplant, because I think I read that story somewhere. I think that's the fact.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Ding, 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 that is correct.
Yes, I knew it.
Sonny Graham, who had received Terry Cottle's heart, also went on to marry his widow. 12 years after the successful transplant operation, Mr. Graham shot himself dead, leaving his wife a widow for the second time in strikingly similar circumstances.
That's just really creepy. Like, that's just so weird.
Can you imagine being that woman?
I know, right? I would destroy that heart. Oh my god.
Alright. So, number 3. Statement 1. A bank robber sent a thank you note to the bank he had just robbed. He was later arrested because they found his DNA on the note where he had licked it. Statement 2. A football team was hazing a freshman and brought him up to the roof blindfolded. They acted like they pushed him off, but he landed a few inches from the actual ledge. They all laughed until it was discovered he had a heart attack because he thought he was going to die. And statement 3, a man got in a car accident and lost his vision and hearing. Later in his life, he was struck by a bolt of lightning. He thought he had the worst luck, but he soon realized that the bolt had restored his vision and hearing. Which one is true?
Ooh. Oh boy. I want to go with the lightning bolt. I think that's true. Final answer.
Ding ding ding, that is correct. Not only was Edwin Robinson's eyesight restored and his hearing restored, but he was able to start growing hair again. It's hard not to say that it was anything but miraculous.
He could grow hair because of lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't realize lightning could cure baldness.
You know, I bet when he found out that he had his senses back, I bet he was relatively shocked.
We're done. And roll credits. We're done. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time. All right. Question 3. Statement 1. 2 men's friend died, and when they found the body, they noticed a fairly large check that had not been cashed yet. So they put the dead friend in a chair and wheeled him to the bank. Leaving him outside, they tried to cash in the check, saying he's right outside, so he knows what we're doing, or what they were doing. Fortunately for them, a crowd formed around the dead friend, and the cops came and arrested the 2 of them for fraud. Statement 2. A soldier comes back from war and calls his parents. He asks them if they could take care of his friend, who is an amputee. They say no, they can't take care of an amputee. They're too old for it. The next day, the parents find out their son had killed himself. When they go to identify the body, they noticed he was missing a leg. He was actually the amputee. And statement 3, a man heard that if you smell burnt toast but there's no cause of the aroma, then you're going to have a heart attack. One day when getting home, he smelt burnt toast. He didn't have a toaster, so in fear, he grabbed his heart, dropped it to the ground, and started screaming. His wife ran in and told him she had bought a new oven and was making toast on it, but it was too late. The man died from shock. Which one is factual?
Oh my God. This is a tough one.
You're 2 for 1, so you have a little bit of leniency.
Let's go with I'm gonna go with the amputee.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That is incorrect.
Don't tell me it's Toast Guy.
It's not Toast Guy either. It's
No?
a story about 2 friends trying to cash their dead friend's check.
That was my first choice, but I thought it sounded too crazy to go.
When Virgilio Cintron, 66, died at his apartment at 436 West 52nd Street recently, his roommates and a friend saw an opportunity to cash his $355 check. They actually wheeled him to the bank and tried to cash in his check, but of course police caught them and charged them for fraud.
Interesting.
So you're 2 for 2. So, number 4. Statement 1. Metallica sued an 8th grade student for drawing the band's logo on his notebook. Statement 2. There is a picture below showing actually... there was a picture, and I guess I can't really show it. There's a picture that's showing Sarah Palin's daughter flipping off a little boy. And statement 3, Bernie Sanders wrote an essay in which a woman fantasizes about being raped by 3 men simultaneously.
Ooh. I want to say it's the third one because I swear I read something about that. I think it was on Tumblr or something. And you know what? I don't want to trust Tumblr, so I'm going to go with no, never mind.
Okay, I'm going to back you up for a minute. You're going to trust Tumblr? Have you seen Tumblr? All right.
I'm on Tumblr and I don't even trust Tumblr. I hate Tumblr. I'm going to go with the Metallica one because I swear that's something that a band like that would do.
You're going to go with Metallica?
I'm going with Metallica.
Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer. Don't hate when you ask me that.
That is incorrect. It's about Bernie Sanders
What?
writing the essay. In 1972, the alternative newspaper Vermont Freeman published an essay by Bernie Sanders entitled Man, and Woman, in which the future U.S. Senator included a reference to a woman fantasizing about rape. The look on your face says it all.
Oh my god. Wait, but wasn't that paper a satire paper?
I'm not sure.
I think it was.
It might have been, but
I think
still.
it was. I don't think it was like. I don't think it was like a legitimate like essay kind of like supposed to be taken seriously. I think it was some sort of satire kind of thing.
It could have been. I'm not sure. I'll look it up later, and I'll include a nice little caption right here if it was.
Okay, so I kind of decided that this one was a little tricky, so I needed just a little more than just a caption to kind of clarify on this. The Vermont Freeman was an alternative paper, but it was not satirical. The essay that Sanders wrote was it was not a story or anything. It was actually a social commentary on gender roles. But basically, his main point of the essay or the article was that traditional gender roles create a troubling dynamic for men and women's sex lives. Was kind of the point. Nowadays, his campaign managers have called it a dumb attempt at dark satire in an alternative publication. And according to Sanders, it was intended to attack gender stereotypes of the 70s, but it looks as stupid today as it was back then. So I just kind of wanted to clarify on that, because that one, this was actually a little difficult for me to kind of research. There wasn't a whole lot on it from what I found, but hopefully now you're just a little bit smarter. Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Okay.
All right. Next one. The same crying woman appears in photos taken at the scenes of massacres in Sandy Hook, Aurora, Boston, and Oregon. She was later arrested and charged for conspiracy to murder, but no evidence proves she did anything, so she was freed. In 1962, the U.S. military intelligence planned terrorist attacks on its own country, America, and was going to blame Cuba. And the next one, on January 18th, 1981, white material began raining down on a small town called Washington in the U.S. They believed the material to be snow, but upon further inspection, it was not. It was unknown chemical debris. The government came in and swept the place clean. It was forgotten until 2005, when files were declassified stating that testing was done in a nearby desert and an explosion was bigger than expected, blowing debris across the desert, including the town. 4 people died from the chemicals and 19 were hospitalized.
Crying woman. Final answer.
That is incorrect.
No.
The U.S. military intelligence actually did plan an attack on its own people. They were going to blame Cuba so it would give motivation to their war efforts. Thankfully, the Kennedy administration turned down Operation Northwoods. The plans were hidden until the 90s when JFK investigations continues and they discovered papers about the operation. It was the 60s, man. Come on. What did you expect?
There must have been like a lot of LSD in the White House or whatever. And they're like, whoa, man. We should totally nuke ourselves. But now I'm interested in this. I want to look this up. I want to read about this. This sounds intriguing. You just bomb your own people and be like, he did it.
Tattletale! Alright, next one. Statement 1. There once was a diet pill for women in the late 80s that contained a tapeworm. Over 200 were sold before being discontinued. Until 1732, there was an animal in Thailand that got nicknamed the mini elephant. The mini elephant lived in large rivers and lakes, and they were generally only seen coming up for air. Much like other elephants, they breathe through their trunks. And the next one is, McDonald's got rid of their spoon-shaped coffee stirrers because people were using them as cocaine spoons. Which one is it?
I'm going to go with the tapeworm medicine woman thing.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
That is incorrect. I've never heard such a noise come out of the microphone, but alright. No, in the late 1970s, it became apparent the small plastic coffee spoon used in McDonald's restaurants were being used by some immersed in the drug culture for other than their intended purpose of stirring hot beverages. Man, I'm loving it. Some more than others. Alright.
Oh, that's amazing.
Alright, let's see here.
Next, you're going to tell me that someone took the wrapping off off a chicken McSandwich and used it as marijuana paper.
Next
I
question.
just had a brilliant idea.
Next question. All right. Next one. At UCLA, there is a tradition during finals week where everyone screams at 12 a.m. During one scream fest, however, a woman was taken and brought into the bushes. Everyone else's screams hit her own screams, and she was raped and murdered. Next statement. That got way dark. This got way dark.
Whoa there, son.
A couple goes to a hotel and gets down to business. Wink, wink. Months later, they go to another hotel and decide to watch a dirty movie to get them in the mood. When they turned it on, however, they discovered that the dirty movie was of them. The last hotel they were at had hidden cameras in the room, recorded them having sex, and sold them to various places. Statement 3. A couple walks out of their house to see that someone stole their car. A day later, they come out to see that the car is magically back, washed and polished. There's also a note on it saying, "Thank you for letting us use your car. You saved a life." Attached to the note are 2 tickets to a sold-out show. The couple go, and when they come back, they are shocked. While they were out, someone robbed their house. They had been conned. Which one is true?
Oh my god. These are all so great.
They all sound too great to be true, right?
They all have the equal level of bizarre that you just like. It could be true, but it's not.
Well, you gotta get on the ball. You're really losing here.
I know. It's a toss up between the car con and the hotel sex tape. I want to go with the car con.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That is incorrect. It is the sex tape. Couples actually have discovered hidden sex tapes of themselves secretly recorded by hotel managers. Unfortunately, this has happened more than once.
I need to go to the internet and do some Googling because I'm no longer safe.
Oh yeah, like that would really be a risk to you.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
What do you think it's supposed to mean?
You know what? You're right. I'm wearing a Starfleet costume. It's never going to happen to me. You're right.
All right. Next up, the photograph shows a 17-pound, 3-foot German giant rabbit.
Those exist.
Statement 2. Eyebrow waxers are at risk of contracting herpes from unsanitary equipment. And Statement 3. Hotel room keycards are routinely encoded with personal information which can easily be harvested by thieves.
Rabbit. It's the rabbit one.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Correctamundo, my friendo.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
The critter pictured is Hermann, a German giant hare belonging to German breeder Hans Wagner. The extraordinary large hare weighs 17 pounds, measures 17 inches high on all fours, and stands over 3 feet tall on his hind legs.
God, that's awesome.
See if you can.
Yeah, I've seen that bunny. He's so cute. I want him.
I wonder how much. That's a heavy rabbit. Like
I know, right?
I've had a rabbit, one that I could hold like this, and he was still so heavy.
Yeah, I actually saw that picture on a Lord of the Rings page. So like
Lord of the Rings, of course.
Because if you've seen The Hobbit, the guy has rabbits that pull a sled, and people are like, "Hey, that's one of those real life rabbits."
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Scotland's national animal is the unicorn.
That's the fact. I already know it. That's the fact. Don't even read the other two. That's the fact.
That is correct. While selecting a mythical animal as your patriotic mascot, Mace Maud, the choice has historic context. The unicorn had been used in Scottish heraldic symbols since the 12th century, and was combined with the English lion on the royal coat of arms when the two kingdoms merged.
Actually, just humor me. What were the other two facts?
Drake overdosed on pills last year, but it was buried under the mulch because he didn't want people to find out. And President John F. Kennedy called himself a jelly donut in his famous 1963 speech in Berlin, Germany.
Actually, that one is half true. He didn't call himself a jelly donut, but he did call himself an ice cream sundae or something like that. He said, Ich bin ein Berliner, which means I am a Berliner, but it doesn't mean that I'm from Berlin. It means a Berliner was some sort of ice cream dish, and he called himself an ice cream dish. If he wanted to say, because he was trying to make some sort of unity speech between the USA and Germany, and trying to unify the two by saying that he was from Berlin or something. If he wanted to actually say, he should have said, Ich komme aus Berlin. So there you go. That fact was almost true, and you could have tripped me up with that if you didn't start off with the the Scotland unicorn thing.
All right.
So yeah, Cool. All right. Go ahead. Next one.
All right, next up. Oh, God. Go away. All right. NASA got a photo from the surface of the moon revealing what looked like a rabbit-like creature. They never were able to get another picture of the mysterious creature. If you're pregnant, you should not sit on polished furniture. The fumes from the polisher could harm the baby. And finally, on Saturn and Jupiter, it rains diamonds.
I'm gonna go with Diamond Rain.
So your final answer.
Final answer.
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
Yeah, making the comeback. It actually does rain diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter. Lightning storms turn methane into soot, or carbon, which as it falls hardens into chunks of graphite and then diamond.
Diamond Rain would be a really good band name.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. You know, there's a planet made entirely out of diamonds.
Yep. We don't go there. We don't go there.
That's far out.
No, that's not why we. It's a Doctor Who reference.
I haven't watched Doctor Who for like a year or so. I
haven't
missed like the
watched Doctor Who for like a year or so.
You making fun of me?
Making fun of me? See, Whovians would get that. That's the Diamond Planet reference.
I
Continue. Move on. Move on.
oh, you move on.
You move on.
You give me sass, boy.
No, sorry, father.
That's what I thought. All right, next up. Thank you all so much for watching. All right, next up. Beethoven hated giving lessons unless he was teaching an attractive woman. Beethoven was deaf his whole life. This being so, he wrote and performed all of his music deaf. And Beethoven died on March 26, 1827, at the age of 56 by a crazed fan who poisoned his food, thinking by killing Ludwig Beethoven, he himself would become the great performer.
I have to go with the first one.
So your final answer.
Final answer.
That is correct.
Yes!
Beethoven was known for his hatred for piano lessons, but he never seemed to turn down a pretty lady. Makes you begin to wonder what other keys he was stroking, if you know what I mean.
See, I knew it wasn't the second one because Beethoven went deaf at a later part of his life, and he could actually read lips very well. Well, so if you talk to him, if you slowed down your speech enough, he could tell what you were saying, and he could respond back to you.
Okay.
But the third one was like, I don't know, that could have been legit.
Yeah, I mean, it was early on. You know, people were pretty psychotic.
Yeah.
Out of almost 15,000 homicides in 2010, 65% of them were committed by serial killers. Less than 1% of all serious crimes are actually solved by DNA. And statement 3, there are over 8,000 children kidnapped from their own rooms every year. Better lock your windows, Alex.
I better.
They're coming for you.
You could be outside right now waiting. It could be a green screen. You could be in a van somewhere.
Alex, I hardly know how to use paint in Windows. You think I'm going to learn how to use a green screen?
Hey, you're the guy that puts all this editing crap together for our podcast, so I don't know.
But have you seen how crude it is? I mean,
No.
come on, man.
All right, but okay, back to the questions. I'm gonna have to go with the breakfast murderers.
The breakfast murderers?
Yeah, serial killers.
Oh. Never heard them called that before. All right. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That is incorrect.
No, my streak is over.
You made a hell of a comeback, though, I have to say. It is true that less than 1% of all crime. It is true that less than 1% of crimes are solved by using DNA evidence.
I took forensics. I knew this.
Movies, TV shows, and I just heard a loud noise outside my door.
You're dead.
Yep, I'm dead.
It's the kidnappers, dude. They're coming for you.
They're gonna be taking me to the nail. I ain't going down without a fight.
You're so dead.
If they get past that, I'm screwed.
You would not last 5 minutes in prison.
Movies, TV shows, and the media tend to over-exaggerate / glamorize a police officer's daily routine. They actually have to do a lot more work. Next time you see a cop, maybe instead of giving him or her the finger, thank him or her for the service, because not all cops are bad people. Remember that, people. Remember that, guys.
Hashtag not all cops.
Hashtag Cop Lives Matter.
Don't put this on Tumblr.
Cop lives do matter. All lives matter. Come on, guys. All lives matter.
Don't put this on. Oh, this better not go on Tumblr. It's going on Tumblr. Put it on Tumblr later. Continue.
Just to piss people off.
Oh, yes.
All right, next up. A Chinese restaurant in Atlanta was shut down after being caught accepting a shipment of rats, mice, and other non-food animals.
Yum.
A bobcat was seen in Florida, pulling a shark out of the ocean. And you can't see it, but these are photographs that were leaked, and they show actress Betty White when she was in her 20s. The photos are snapshots of the beginning of a porno. His face says it all.
I'm going to go with the police officer one.
What police officer one? That's
Wait,
the
what?
wrong question. Do you need
Wait,
me to
what?
reread? A Chinese restaurant in Atlanta shut down for being caught accepting a shipment of rats, mice, and other non-food animals. A bobcat seen in Florida pulling a shark out of the ocean, and photographs of Betty White in her 20s at the beginning of a porno.
But you said that pop culture glamorizes. Oh, you were.
That was the last question.
That was last. Oh.
You're retarded. You're retarded, Alex. Which one is it?
I forgot the options. I'm going Betty White porno.
Huh?
I'm going Betty White porno because why not?
You are incorrect.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I forgot the other options.
On April 7th, 2015, a photograph of a bobcat pulling a shark from the Sebastian Inlet in Florida, snapped on an iPhone by John Bailey, started making its way around the internet. This actually happened, and experts say that it's very plausible to happen again. Florida be crazy! Damn!
Oh god, bobcats are my new biggest fear. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Oh my god, I'm gonna die by a bobcat.
Alright,
Death by bobcat.
let's see how much you know about Van Gogh. Van Gogh was described to be one of the happiest people you ever meet and was known for making everyone laugh. Van Gogh cut off his ear to give to a prostitute. Or, Van Gogh produced his most famous artwork while in a mental hospital.
Prostitute in the ear.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
You're wrong.
Ah!
He actually did create one of his most famous artworks while in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, France, in an insane asylum. Can you, I'll give you the point if you can guess which painting he created.
Starry Night.
You are correct.
Oh, want to know another fun fact about Van Gogh? 2 fun facts, actually. 2 fun facts.
All right.
Okay, so the first fact obviously was a lie because Van Gogh was very depressed in his life.
Very.
And he actually ate yellow paint to make himself feel happy because yellow reminded him of happiness. So he figured if he ate yellow paint, he could get happiness inside of him. And he could be happy.
I want to say that was the inspiration for a sunflower painting.
Yeah. Second fact, Van Gogh probably didn't kill himself.
Oh, really?
Have you heard about this?
I think I have.
There were 2 kids that had found their father's shotgun in a field. And they accidentally fired it, and it struck Van Gogh. And instead of letting the kids take the blame for the murder, he just said that he did it himself. So the 2 kids would never have to technically live with what they had done. That was just found out recently within the last year or 2.
But that's just a conspiracy theory.
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it legitimately.
So there's actual evidence backing this up.
I believe there's actual evidence backing it up.
Cool. All right, we're running short on time, so this is our last question.
All right.
It's impossible to make crystal meth blue. Statement 2, a human body can be dissolved with hydrofluoric acid with no traces of evidence. And mercury fulminate, when thrown on the ground, will cause a huge explosion able to blow up an entire floor in a building.
I'm going to go with the crystal meth and the blue thing.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
That is true.
Yeah.
Sorry, all you wannabe Walter Whites out there. It's actually impossible to turn meth into the color of Papa Smurf. According to Dr. Donna Nelson, a professor of chemistry at the University of Oklahoma, who also serves as the show's science consultant, when you crystallize anything that's colorless, which methylamine crystals are, they usually come out with the yellow tinge because of impurities. All right.
I believe they did it on the show to make it blue to, I think, throw off actual meth makers. So, like, you couldn't learn how to make meth from the show. Something like that.
Probably.
They had to change the color, yeah.
Anyways, I did not keep track of score at all, so
I think I lost more than I won, so.
Yeah, you had a pretty bad streak going on there. So we'll say he lost, but in editing, I'll recount it all and see what the actual score was, and I'll paste up the score right now on the screen. If you won, good for you. If you lost, sucks to be you. But anyways, thank all you lovely people out there for watching this show. We're happy you made us part of your daily routine. If you did enjoy this show, please consider leaving a rating and subscribing. It would really help us out. Do you have any final words, Alex?
Live long and prosper.
All right. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Stay nerdy, my friends.